Using an air fryer has become everyone's favorite because it is the most convenient way to cook many things quickly and with little oil. When it comes to baking, parchment paper comes in handy as it prevents baking goods from sticking to pans and molds. Also, among other things, it is also essential to know that you can use parchment paper in an air fryer. Can you use parchment paper in an air fryer? You can conveniently use parchment paper to prevent food from sticking in the air fryer. It would be easy to clean an air fryer as long as all the food remained on the parchment paper. A simple mistake in lining or selecting the parchment paper for your air fryer could result in the burning of the paper. If you are experimenting with lining the air fryer basket with parchment paper and could not decide whether you should try this or not, then this article is for you. Read the whole article if you want to know everything about parchment paper lining in the air fryer. Is parchment paper safe to use in an air fryer? Using parchment paper in an air fryer is a safe option until you follow all guidelines and do not make any mistakes. In most cases, the only mistake you can make is lining the basket with parchment paper while preheating the air fryer. It would result in the burning of the parchment paper and probably exploding the air fryer. The reason is that when parchment paper is placed without food on it, all the heat would be on the paper, which would burn and might catch fire as well. Always check the temperature limit of your parchment paper before usage to prevent any fire hazard, as it has a temperature limit of about 400 to 450 Fahrenheit. Try using perforated parchment paper so that air can circulate efficiently throughout the air fryer. For best results, does parchment paper burn in an air fryer? The parchment paper does typically not burn in the air fryer. However, if you are careless, the parchment paper and the air fryer as a whole can catch fire. You should never place the parchment paper in your air fryer without any food on it. Consequently, the parchment paper inside the air fryer will burn due to direct heat from the air fryer fan. Also, use a perforated air fryer for the air circulation. This would not cause rapid heating of the parchment paper and maintain the inner temperature. Perforated parchment paper also helps in the proper cooking of the food as the heat would be distributed evenly and the result is evenly cooked food. Can you put non-stick parchment paper in the air fryer? You can surely use non-stick parchment paper or baking paper in the air fryer to prevent your food from sticking in the air fryer basket, making it difficult to clean. The parchment paper has a non-stick surface, making cooking in the air fryer even more convenient. The non-stick parchment paper contains grease that helps in the easy cooking without any sticking. It also helps in the easy cleaning of the air fryer as it acts like a non-stick layer in the basket, and prevents the air fryer from being ruined with stuck food particles. To prevent health hazards, you need to be careful while using any parchment paper in the air fryer.